I'm just going to read three very, very, very short stories. They're kind of borderline absurdist, and they all deal with animals, like, to varying extents, I guess. This first one was inspired by a real-life experience I had. So the t-shirt's not that long ago. So it's called The Drift. Try to think of something different, Hazel said. We've been surrounded by the same slogans for so long, calling out the same prices, answering the same questions. It was really the tallest sort of order. At this point, as you can imagine, the t-shirt stand seemed about the extent of the world, let alone the fair. The two of us weren't a big enough staff to allow for breaks. I tried to describe to Hazel the former planet of our lives, a cheap, uncrowded coffee shop, a landlord willing to wait till mid-month, bi-weekly unemployment checks. As I remembered this planet, though, I began to doubt we'd ever walked its terrain. This, I decided mid-sentence, was the planet we hoped to get to, the one that would spin up to meet our feet in the instant we finally got paid. As I manned the table, fetching sizes, engaging in chatter, my feet became wet with carnival muck. The soles of my boots, I realized, had split. On the sixth day, the air began to purple. The shadows curled in a fetal sort of way. The rides were being dismantled. Tents were sinking in on themselves as if starved. All potential shoppers shifted their interest to the sky. They should have thought of this before, Hazel said. They should have manufactured us some pinholes to sell. I must have known somewhere deep that the moon was now in front of the sun. Hazel sighed as, for the first time all week, she sat. It felt strange to not be working, the sun now so dark and bright, like a bomb had gone off, like going blind. I echoed Hazel's sigh and also sat. I could hear the prize-winning chickens, the only sound now in the otherwise silent wait of the eclipse. I could hear their voices gather in the chambers of their beaks. I thought about buying a corn dog, a bag of roasted nuts. I thought about the golden way such things give upon first bite, the satisfaction when they split. I thought about how much of my check would go toward a new pair of boots. Boots be damned, I thought, the carnival muck by now such a normal part of having feet. Because, as our new planet spun into view, I began to have time to mold its continents into temperate shapes. Alright, so there were some chickens in that one. So, this one's called the air. There might have been an invisible sort of drug inside my bag. The hound was trying to chew right through it, but it was hard shell, and I imagined the drug, heavy-lidded, pulling its head inside like a tortoise. TSA, whose necks were strong and swan-like, seemed to have some questions for me. Ed, they said through bee-stung lips. Are you Ed? Which in my mind was French for sheep. I was quite the globetrotter then, and the fact that I was using Le Lièvre's passport had slipped my mind. What's wrong, Ed? They said. You in a rush or something? And I laughed, and I told them I was not. Yes, there was a drug. I am certain now, but like I said, it was invisible, and I tried my best not to sweat it. The movie on the plane had been about intrigue, only slightly softer focused and more posed. The leading lady was considered quite a catch for the cover of a magazine. She had some sort of evocative name, like tarragon, like thyme. It's oregano, I told TSA. This, even though I knew they could not see it, could not smell it either, could never feel the whisper of its ziplock against their elegant cheeks. I tried to remember whether this drug slowed things down or sped them up. It must have sped them up, I decided, despite the way it sometimes lagged like a tortoise. For before I even knew it, I was home with my head on my pillow, and it was hardly 10:30. Okay, this last one is called Tammy and the Amaranth. The strangest part about the amaranth was its delivery. A beast brought it down from the mist-entangled hills. Down, down, the slightly cooler air still clinging to its fur. It bounded over broken boulder. Tammy sensed it coming in mid-swap and paused and softly sniffed the air until its space was the width of a breath from Tammy's. It purred as it held out the plush bouquet. Tammy, otherwise at a loss, wondered if the beast was a gorilla. It was, after all, bluish in all the right ways and loped in a distinctly gorilloid manner. But there was something almost fish-like about its snout, and the way its breath stepped up and skipped could only be described as feline. Tammy let her nose fall into the bouquet. Her machete hit the ground with a thud, as did all her weaknesses, which had once manifested themselves in sporadic rashes, stools that were softer than as healthful, and skin-crawling, almost hallucinatory bouts of panic. Later, of course, Tammy would say that she'd encountered a yeti, the quickest way of talking about something for which there was a lack of accessible words. Sometimes, at night, in the soft scarlet light of pre-sleep, Tammy would wonder if the beast was in fact a man. As a child, she had heard such rumors: a mountain man, a wild one who dedicated his life to the impenetrable hills, who occasionally came down to either laugh or cower at the progress they were making below. As for the amaranth, it withered quickly and began to cultivate a strikingly cobalt slime. Tammy, who was sinewy now and cruelly ambitious, Tammy tossed it away without a trace of angst. All right, thank you.